lost between these AFC South foes. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts. And it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us in the Hoosier State at Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. We are about set for kickoff. Greg, talking to the coaches all week. We're so curious to see what's going to play out here at the start of this one.
And ideally, I think each of these teams is thinking, okay, we think this is how the game's going to unfold. This is our plan. This is how we're going to go attack. And if that's the case, great. But very rarely does that happen, Mike. So it's really the team that makes the best adjustments in real time, in between possessions, in between snaps. The team that adjusts the fastest and the most efficiently, they're the ones that come the end of the game. They tend to have the advantage.
Here's Matt Gay ready to get this one started. Off we go from downtown Indianapolis. On the return, it's Parker Washington. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
I think when you break down this game, Mike, I think it's really quite simple. I think it really comes down to the age-old, hey, be balanced on offense. Can their passing attack and rushing attack complement each other? Because what that does is it makes the defense defend the entire field. And then the #1 goal of every team every week in the NFL, no self-inflicted negatives. That's tackles for loss, sacks, and then, of course, the most important one, don't turn the ball over.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Here's carry #1 for Travis Etienne. And he's going to take this past the 45, and that's good enough for a first down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
They'll go back to Etienne on first down. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
We've seen a little bit of a transformation across the defensive tackle position. And what I mean, Mike, is years ago, they were on the interior of the line to stuff the run. They were big bodies taking up space. Now, not only do you have to defend the run, you have to be able to win one-on-one matchups and get to the quarterback.
He'll try to run for it.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. And he's going to have a Jags first down. They wind up with a gain of 11 on 4th down.
Love the idea of going for it on 4th down. Anytime you're on your opponent's side of the field, Mike, you have to take advantage of that field position. You're too long for a field goal, but you're too close to the end zone to punt it. So going for it on 4th down is definitely the right move. Now you've got to take advantage of it and don't let it go to waste.
19 more on that one, and another first down.
Mike, I think every offense would love to be able to call designed runs for their quarterback, but it's so dependent of who that quarterback is. And for this team, to be able to have that guy behind center, it just adds a different element to what they can do on offense.
Lawrence gives this one to ETN. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Second down, Lawrence. This one complete to Washington. And the Jaguars are going to have a first and goal coming up. He's out of bounds at the 2. 12 yards on the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, this is how you dream up the opening script. You get the ball first, and you want to go down and set the tone for the rest of the game. Well, it looks like the coaches did a great job when they built that script during the week. But that big-time throw, they got a shot now with first and goal to end this opening drive with a touchdown. It almost seemed to me before the snap, Mike, that the quarterback was expecting man coverage, and then after the snap, the defense fell into zone, and it just completely mixed them up. You can see he's staring down his receiver, and frankly, I think he's lucky that ball wasn't picked.
He'll look to run. It's ETN. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Travis Etienne, touchdown Jacksonville. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Cam Little comes on now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Jaguars will take a 7-0 lead. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Anthony Gould now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. They're led by their man at quarterback out of the University of Florida. It's Anthony Richardson.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year 2. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year 2, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year 2 is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback. Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Here's 2nd and 2. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down. They'll try and run for this. It's Taylor. That's going to be pretty close. Looks like he's got it, and he does. 1st down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Richardson.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. He's got the big man, Mo Alley Cox. Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the gun, Richardson. Open man, right side. He's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown. Well, there's not a lot to this route. Man coverage, and you got a drag route. Give them a little something off the line and go. Win with speed. Good, accurate ball on the front shoulder pad allows him to pick up the rest after the catch and leads to a big gain.
Richardson will give it to Taylor. He'll take this for a couple, but the official signal, he has enough. First down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
On first down, it's Richardson. He keeps it himself. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on a big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Zone read, it's a give to Taylor. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. He dropped for the loss of a yard.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
On second down, Richardson. A hit, and he has lost the football. The Jaguars have it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it and which team does a better job taking it away.
First and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. There's a short one taken by Ingram.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Now second down throw. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Lawrence now. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can. But ultimately he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Colts offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Throwing on second down, Richardson. That's the tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
On third down, here's a run by Taylor. So, on fourth down, the Colts send out Rigoberto Sanchez to punt. Back deep for Jacksonville, that's Devin Duvernay. Returnable from the 17. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Jaguars offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. To throw is Lawrence. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Lawrence now on 2nd down. Open man downfield. That's Ingram. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. But I don't think it's going to be his last.
Down the field, he's got Washington. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
That's just such a tough throw. I mean, that's all arm. Being able to get your body turned and throw back across your body. I mean, it's one thing if you're just throwing it a couple yards to a check down. But in this case, he's still willing and able to push the ball downfield. And there does come some danger when you throw back across. But in this case, it's a big completion.
To the right, on the run, it's ETN. And he'll work this into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line, taken down after a gain of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. In motion comes Thomas. Here's Lawrence to throw. Thrown into a sea of bodies, but it's complete. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Can they keep this drive rolling? Here is 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for the first with ETN.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Lawrence to the right side, and Kirk's got it. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for second down and 4. Throwing is Lawrence. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
Trying to keep a drive alive, going to have to convert on 3rd and 9. In motion comes Thomas. Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
So, 4th down, and on comes the rookie, Cam Little, for this Jaguar field goal. Little's kick is good. And the Jaguars will extend to a 10-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So, after the field goal, back out is Little to kick this one away. Josh Downs now on the return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now Richardson. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. Darnell Savage. Terrific coverage there. Able to get a hand on it.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
He's got his man. That's Downs. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. It's the Jaguars on top. We'll come back to Indianapolis in a moment. Richardson to throw it here on 1st down. That's complete. Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Taylor gets it out of the pistol. And he's going to have the first down. They'll mark him at the 29, but it's a new set of downs. First down picked up.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
On play action, Richardson. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Gay's kick is good. And the Colts are on the board. It's now 10-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Jaguars offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll give it to Etienne to start this drive, and he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That's into the hands of Travis Etienne. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Now a 3rd and 2. On the ground, here's Etienne. It'll be a pickup of 10. That's good for a Jaguar. 1st down.
You can see the trust they have in this running back and the offensive line. You're facing a 3 and out. You're trying to extend this drive, turn around, hand it to the guy behind you, and let him do the rest.
Once again, it's Etienne. And this time, they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
They'll run it once more with Etienne. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. That's E.J. Speed getting in there to make the tackle. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Play action now. It's Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Here's Logan Cook now. The punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. The Colts offense ready for this next possession. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. From the gun, Richardson. That's to the left side and taken in by Downs.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
First down throw there is incomplete.
You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
A 2nd down throw for Richardson. He's going to keep it himself. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
On the handoff, it's Taylor. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Now it's Richardson. He'll keep it. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25.
And this is why you tailor your offense around a guy like this. I mean, every once in a while, mix in some design runs. He's got such game-changing ability with the ball in his hands, and here, he rips off a big one.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. There he goes again. And he'll be taken down.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have 1st and goal.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. And he'll go down, back at the 4.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
On 2nd down, Richardson. And he'll get about halfway there. That's a gain of 2, down to the 2.
Coming into the game, this is something defensively you have to be aware of. If this quarterback gets a chance and he sees some daylight, he's going to try to take it in on his own. But not in this case. They were quick to react, stop him short. Now brings up 3rd and goal.
They'll let Richardson run this himself. And he's going. going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's 4th and goal.
The reason teams love calling the quarterback's number on design quarterback runs, Mike, is because in the blocking scheme, you gain one additional blocker. It didn't matter here. The defense was ready for it, and they're able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
Matt Gay coming on for this field goal try. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Colts cut the lead to 4. It's 10-6.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Washington now to return it. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Jaguars offense ready to get back at it. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Having a dominant pass rush so often translates to wins, but that's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Finding space at the 40. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Second and a yard. Here's Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Now here's Lawrence. Open man, left side. He's got it.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize, how many yards do I need to get for the 1st down? And just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they're able to convert.
Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. That's complete. He finds Brian Thomas. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They go play action for Lawrence. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. Evan Ingram, the intended target. And it's going to be 3rd down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. He'll tuck it and take off. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Lawrence now on second down. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
A couple of third down conversions already on this drive. This one tougher. This is 3rd and 10. A gain there of 10 yards. First down, Jacksonville.
Anytime you're having a really good drive like this, Mike, you just hate to see it stall out on the fringe of the red area. But in this case, not only do they pick up some good yardage on the ground, they get a fresh set of downs to hopefully go in and finish this drive with a touchdown.
They'll run the toss here to Etienne. He'll take it into the red zone. It's at the 19. Two minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis after this. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Lawrence. That's caught left side by Ingram. He is in. Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Jaguars.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them. And when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
Little on now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Jaguars are able to extend the lead. It's now 17-6. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Here's Gould on the return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Colts offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. That is caught downfield by Pierce. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. A big gainer for Indianapolis. And even 30 yards. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Richardson going to look to throw. He'll find Woods. That one is caught. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Throwing on second down, Richardson. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Duvernay on the return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Lawrence now to throw on first down. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. Now second down throw for Lawrence. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away. They need 8 as they come up for third down. Lawrence. They get 24 on that one. That's good for a Jaguar first down.
The key coming into the game, anytime you're about to defend a quarterback like this, is it's not so much about rushing the quarterback for a sack as much as it is about rushing a quarterback to keep him in the pocket. He is more dangerous when he's able to escape. Keep the integrity of your rush lanes. Rush as a unit. You can see here, when you don't, he gets out of the pocket, and it's a big play.
Now, faking the give. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Lawrence. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw, and maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
So we reach halftime here, and the visiting Jaguars are out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the halftime report. One of the top performers in that first half was the running back, Travis Etienne. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. We're likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Here's Gould on the return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The Colts offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They face 2nd down and 7. Here's Richardson. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Foye Oluokun. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, Mike, I think it's pretty clear what the message was by this head coach at halftime. He said, listen, guys, we're behind. We're trailing. We're going to come out early in this second half and be aggressive from the get-go and cut into this deficit. But oftentimes, reckless decision-making, over-aggressive play calling leads to turnovers. Now, this defense finds themselves heading back out onto the field a little earlier than expected, but they need to hold serve and keep this score right where it is.
Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Patience is a great quality of a running back. You have to wait for holes and gaps to develop. But in this case, Mike, he just kept waiting, and nothing ended up happening. No gain.
On 2nd down, here's Etienne. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. On the draw, the give to Etienne. Well, this one is in reverse again. They're going to lose more yardage here, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Anytime you run a draw, you're hoping the linebacker reads pass and starts dropping into his pass coverage. That's what creates space for your running back to get going. Well, not this time. The linebacker saw it from the jump. He's able to penetrate in the backfield and take the runner down for a loss.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jaguars will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Here's Gould on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready for their next drive. And he has had all sorts of trouble in this one. Your quarterback has to take care of the ball, and he has not. Turning it over in the air, turning it over as a fumbler. You just cannot win football games in this league when the quarterback's giving the defense the ball. And that's what he's done in this one. On 1st down, they'll start with Taylor. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll go again here with Taylor. They tackle him at the 38, but that run is good enough to pick up the first down. Richardson operating from the pistol. That one complete to Pierce. And he'll be taken down at the 10-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. Richardson. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. He's going to run it. And he's in. Anthony Richardson. Touchdown, Colts. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Richardson and the Colts come to the line. They'll try to tack on 2 more. Now a toss. Running left, it's Taylor. And he'll get in for the 2-point conversion. And now the deficit is just a field goal.
Pretty evident that they felt the weakness of this rush defense was on the perimeter. A simple toss play gets the back out there so fast. They secure the edge, and it just becomes a foot race, and he walks in for an easy 2 points.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Washington now to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go. This one intercepted. It's the linebacker, E.J. Speed. The defense comes up with the big play, and the pick six changes all the momentum. New leader in this one with that touchdown.
Mike, this is one of those plays at the end they're going to look back on and say that play changed the game. Not only do you create the turnover, you take it back the other way, and now you find yourself with the lead here in the second half.
The extra point by Gay is good, and the Colts have taken a 4-point advantage. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Washington now to return it. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. And he's pushing tacklers away as he takes it forward for a gain of 9.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
A give for Etienne, heading right. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
2nd and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a 1st down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. To the right, on the run, it's Etienne. And they're going to get him down this time. Not as easy as the last carry. This time they drop him behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
2nd down, Lawrence. This one complete to Washington. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
They'll try and run for the 1st with Etienne. They'll stay on the ground. He'll be taken down at about the 33-yard line. That's E.J. Speed getting in there to make the tackle. They put Strange in motion. They'll run it once more with Etienne. And he will work his way down inside the 30, a pickup of 6. Third down, 3 to go. They'll give it to Etienne on the option. He's going nowhere. That call, not the right one. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it with Etienne. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. And this will be recovered by the offense, so no run back at least, but it'll still wind up a turnover on downs.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
Now, Doug Peterson, none too pleased with that call, and out comes the challenge flag. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So a great challenge there. Replay confirms not down before the ball comes out. It's a fumble, and a turnover. That's the tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And this one is caught by Pierce. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
Throwing right, it's taken in, and they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand. So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
Looking middle of the field, it's complete. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
He'll get that one to Taylor, complete. And he will score. Jonathan Taylor, touchdown, Indianapolis.
This has to be a defensive breakdown, Mike. I promise you, all week in practice, when the scout team ran this play, somebody on defense accounted for the running back out of the backfield. I can promise you that much, but he's able to leak out and get the ball in space. He does the rest after the catch. They just have to do a better job. They got to get to the sideline and make corrections because you just can't leave guys at this level wide open for easy touchdowns.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Colts will extend this third quarter lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Duvernay on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Jags offense and Travis Etienne set to get back to work. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. They'll give it to Etienne to start this drive. And nothing doing on that one. He'll go down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's complete to Etienne. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and it results in a negative play.
And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep them short of the first down.
Punting unit comes on. Jaguars will kick it away, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. This is caught down that right sideline. How about 25 yards to start the drive? First down.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
In trouble, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, Richardson. Thrown into a sea of bodies, but it's complete. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Richardson to throw. Looking middle, and he's got downs. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Zone read, it's a give to Taylor. He slams it in there, and he is in. Jonathan Taylor, touchdown Indy. He had the touchdown catch earlier. This time he takes it in on the ground. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
The extra point by Gay is good, and the Colts are able to extend the lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Duvernay on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense headed back to take over once more. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And that's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Kirk is the motion man. Lawrence now on second down. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Set to go now on 1st and 10. To throw is Lawrence. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Here's Lawrence. This one is caught by Kirk. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Christian Kirk. And it's going to be 4th down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand. So it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That's to the end zone and batted away. It's incomplete. They wanted 6. They come away with nothing and cannot connect on 4th down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Richardson will give it to Taylor. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They go right back to Taylor. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On first down, they'll stay with Taylor on the ground. Not much to speak of on that one, maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. On second down, here's a run with Taylor. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up third down. They'll try and run for this. It's Taylor. The offense is staying right there. They're going for it. Fourth and a couple. They'll run for it. It's Taylor. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on fourth down. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Here's Lawrence to throw. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Throwing is Lawrence. He's going to keep it himself.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. There he goes again. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
A first down throw for Lawrence. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down? It takes a certain guy in that slot position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Lawrence now. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The Colts have got it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
The Colts offense ready to take over once again. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point, and now they'll try to finish up strong. And not a lot there. Only up to about the 41. In motion comes Pittman. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
On third down, here's a run by Taylor. The Colts about set to punt. He's on for the second time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. Duvernay to return. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Jaguars offense starting to trot out for this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. To throw is Lawrence. That's caught once again by Ingram. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. On 1st and 10, Lawrence. He'll go underneath here, the running back out of the backfield. 15-yard pickup there. First down, Jacksonville.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
Lawrence now to throw on first down. This one complete to Washington. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
On first down, Lawrence. Now a screen set up for ETN. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Now second down throw for Lawrence. A toss left side caught by his running back. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. They'll pick up 23 on that one. First down, Jacksonville.
These could be tricky situations defensively, right? The game is all but over. Barring something unforeseen, you got this one in the bag, but you still want to finish on a high note. You still want to walk off the field and put an exclamation point on.
And he will get into the end zone. Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Jacksonville. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Here's Cam Little for the PAT. He knocks it through. And the Jaguars are able to cut into the deficit. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Here's Gould on the return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Well, how about this sequence to start the drive? Back-to-back good gains, 19 for this one.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read. The defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a first down.
On the handoff, it's Taylor. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll go again here with Taylor. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Now Richardson. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. Here is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Open man downfield. That's Ingram. And they're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line.
This is a great look here, Mike, when you have a very versatile tight end, the ability to move him around. He's like the ultimate chess piece. In this snap, he's lined up in the slot. His ability to get downfield and use that big body, when you're going against these zone defenses, oftentimes that's the vulnerability of the coverage. The ball was on time, the ball was accurate, and then his big tight end, he just did the rest. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Down the field, he's got Washington. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. Two timeouts still left, but scoring quickly here, a must. It's 1st and 10. In motion comes Thomas. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here comes 2nd down. Lawrence. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Getting hard to hear in here. The noise very loud from the crowd. 3rd and 3. Now here's Lawrence. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. That's caught, so they get the 2-point conversion. And all of a sudden, that 11-point deficit down to just a field goal here in the 4th. With 1 timeout remaining, all they can really do here is try to recover an onside kick.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick. Not much of a chance.
The Colts offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. Now the Jags will use their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win for the Colts. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Colts, winners here in the Circle City, as we say so long from Indianapolis.